I come from a family who lived in the mountainous regions of France. One of my grandfathers was a guide for the higher elevations. But I had a great uncle who lived in Brittany, and I spent my summer vacation there. He had a boat, and I was going sailing with him. This is how I've decided to do sailing, much to the despair of my grandfather. At first, I wanted to sail an optimist, then a drifter, and then participate in mini transit race. But I always had in mind what I was seeing on the TV. The greatest sailors racing in the Vendée Globe. At the time, it was almost unconceivable, but this has always been the race of my dreams. The Vendée Globe is the greatest sailing race around the world, solo, non-stop, and without assistance. Basically, this is the most incredible and insane sailing race ever. For me and for all the skippers, this is the Everest of the seas. I must honestly admit that the Vendée Globe is 90% pain. However, the 10% happiness is very intense. Basically, during the race, we are a bit on the edge, hypersensitive because of the fatigue and the stress, so our emotions increase tenfold, and I think that's what we're looking for too. I've taken part in 2 Vendée Globe races, and I was dreaming about doing my 3rd Vendée Globe, but this time aboard a foiler. The best of the IMACAs, literally a flying boat. I decided to return to the Vendée Globe even before finishing my 2nd race, while I was still at sea. 15 days before my arrival at the finish line, I reached out to Boris Herman, who was also a race competitor. He hadn't finished the race at that point either, but he had the boat that I wanted. Everything happened so fast. The celebration after the arrival, meeting my sponsors, and that's when I proposed a new project with this boat. Pure, Best Western, and all my partners said yes. Here we go again. But I needed another partner, and this is how I met Fortinet, who was the ideal sponsor for me. A company based on high performance, technology, and resilience. Generally, we share the same core values. This is what my boat is about. I presented the project to them, discussed it for a couple of weeks, and finally they said, "Okay, let's do this." The major race of that year after the Vendée Globe was the Transat Jacques Vabre, and we had 8 months to be ready. The Transat Jacques Vabre is a double-handed transatlantic race from Le Havre to Martinique, taking place every 2 years. This was my 2nd time on this race. My co-skipper was Sébastien Marcet. We know each other very well since we did the previous Transat Jacques Vabre race together 2 years ago, and he helped me a lot with the preparation for the Vendée Globe. I really wanted to have someone by my side all the time, and Sébastien was the perfect person for me. A foiler like Fortinet, Best Western is an airplane. It's flying over water. During our 2nd time out with the boat, it took off right away. We shot a video where the boat is flying for 5 long minutes, but really high, in the Bay of Lorient. The sea was flat, it was quite comfortable, but it was also extremely impressive. But over time, as we get more and more accustomed to the boat, we have more control of it. But still, it remains a spectacular boat. Since the Transat Jacques Vabre is a double-handed race, together with Sébastien, we're focused on the navigation and the performance of the boat. But when the boat arrived at Le Havre, there was only 3 weeks left before the start of the race. This was an extremely intense time for us, with Sébastien and I all over the place as we had a lot of things to do. The role of my team is to make sure the boat is up and running. This is very important and very complicated since every small thing and every detail has its own significance. The team should be completely autonomous on the boat so that everything is ready on the departure day. All that was left to do was to get on board and leave. We finished 7th in the Transit Jacques Vabre, and we're very happy with the result. For us, it was the ultimate completion of our 8 months of intense work, enabling us to take control over this Fortinet Best Western boat. Arriving at the finish line of the Transit Jacques Vabre in Martinique felt like an exotic holiday. My son Ruben was there, so we went swimming with turtles. And after, there's a chance to return to my home. While the team is bringing back the boat, I can spend time with Ruben to play with him, drive the remote control car, go cycling, and lots of other things. These moments are also very important to recharge. While on the boat, we are alone most of the time, and when we come back, it feels good to reconnect with our loved ones. The boat is currently in refit while I prepare myself physically for the solo race. And I'll be without Sebastian. This is going to be much harder all alone at the helm.